Hey there guys, it's going rexfurry here, and welcome back to another Hero Shadow / custom rig update. And I say both Hero Shadow and custom rig update because pretty much what's going on here is what you guys see in front of you right now is a character for my revamped Hero Shadow series, or the Hero Shadow series, which I'm currently revamping. And her name is Valence, by the way. Some of you guys may know her, some of you guys may not. But nonetheless, the rig that she has set up, the rig I created to use for her, is basically corresponding with her, I guess, is basically what I'm trying to say. And so that's kind of why I like to combine the titles. It's not like a sole Hero Shadow update and stuff like that. So anyway, what I want to show you guys here is this little rig that I have set up with her. Now, some of you guys from the last video that I put out showing this rig, or at least something similar to this rig, might say that this rig is pretty much the exact same as that rig that I showed in the video. And basically, this is the rig here that I ended up showing, and it does look very similar. However, I did have some problems, which is why I modified this rig a little bit differently. And what I want to show you guys today is, well, this rig right here and how it all works. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and just get right into it. So, basically what happened was, at the end of this video when I showed all this character and how his rig works and whatnot, I mentioned that I may or may not try to use it with other characters, and what ended up happening is I did try to use it with other characters, mainly Valence here, but the main thing that happened, and the main thing that I didn't actually take into account when doing that, was Valence is more along the lines of like an early teenager, and Lagasense here is a full-blown adult. So when you try to merge those rigs together, especially with this body and everything, you end up getting something like this. This is basically what happened when I very first tried to merge the two. Let me go and render this here. So this is kind of a better look of this character right here rendered. Of course, this wasn't the final version, but it was just kind of like an idea. And what I ended up doing is I basically carried over the same exact body shape and everything else besides the head and the feet and stuff whatnot. And I basically created those and then added this onto here. The only problem was, this looks a lot more adult-like rather than early teenager-like. And especially because I didn't really want the full-blown sleeves and whatnot. Because you could tell over here in the final version, or not necessarily the final version, but the main version, obviously there's stuff I need to do to her outfit and whatnot. She actually has just like short sleeves and almost like shorts going on here, so you could see some of her skin. And so I didn't really want this whole kind of look for her. So I ended up not using this and kind of redoing the whole thing, especially because, again, she does look like an adult. So I had a bit of a hard time first, like just scaling everything down a little bit. And so I ended up, cannot talk today. What I ended up trying to do is at first just kind of like scaling down individual points and whatever of like her sleeves and everything. So I'd like take individual points and just kind of bring them down. Bring them down a little bit, almost to like an arm shape and stuff, but that didn't end up working because of the fact that all these points in the way they're specified and the way they're sprawled out basically works with how the bones work. So let's go ahead and close this because we don't really need it open anymore. So what I ended up having to do is just cutting off the line like right here and then creating a whole new shape and then adding it onto here, like attaching it. So I kind of like just cut it off and then made a new shape and then attached it onto the arm piece there. And what I ended up doing is deleting the bones in the end as well, because the bones just wouldn't work well with this whole new system that I had going on here, all these various points. And then just kind of almost rebuilding it from scratch. And so in the end, what I end up having is something like this. Go render that there. And then I also redid the hand a little bit, because unlike Lagasense, like where he just had, you'll see how his hands are just kind of right here, and they're inside of the fabric. It doesn't really need anything to be there. Like you can almost just tell that there's an arm inside of there. Okay, go ahead and undo that. And then for Valence, on the other hand, because there is actually an arm here, it needs to look attached. I kind of did this system where I thinned out lines and stuff, right, as you can see here. The line kind of goes, then thins out as it goes along. And then same thing with the hand as well. And then once you get in this range, there are no lines at all. So it looks like it's actually attached. And then to basically get the hand to be able to give this kind of effect right here, so it doesn't look like it's totally disfigured, I made it basically its bone kind of attached to these points here, and I add some extra points to make sure that it wouldn't actually like cave in or something. Of course, when I do that, it caves in, but to ensure that it doesn't like look all caved in and stuff, so I can get these awesome little morphing stuff going on here, and it looks just fine. At least for this more like cartoon-like kind of character here, but I still kind of wanted to give her some realistic elements. So yeah. And then of course like her little ears move and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much how that works. Now another thing I did was, as you guys can see, there's her legs, and I had a bit of trouble with her legs at first because this is kind of what they end up looking like in the end. I'm going to kind of render that there. And at first I was a little like, I don't know, for like the legs, because you can see there's not really anything going up, like any points going up like right there. But I just kind of decided to keep it like this because, I don't know, I mean, I just didn't really see anything too wrong with this look. I mean, it still is kind of like cartoon-like, so it's not like super realistic or anything. So I felt it was just fine. Then I just added, unlike the Laga rig here, he just has 2 main points right here. I went ahead and added 2 extra points, as you guys can see right here. So here's the originals, and then here's the other sides. And I did that because when you lift this up, like, because it's more like skin tight, like her suit, unlike Laga's where it's more kind of like loose and stuff. When you lift up her leg, you kind of get that like that little bump right there to kind of see that actually is her leg being lifted up. So I just kind of like the way that looked, and I wanted that there. Just because, again, it is more kind of like skin tight and whatever, not just like really loose. So anyway, let's see. One thing, finally, like the last thing, like her neck just kind of moves as well. So it's, you know, it looks kind of like her neck is being like stretched a little bit. So I thought that was kind of cool. And I still need to like add some bones into her hair. But other than that, it's pretty much finished. And like the main thing too that I'm really happy about now is, like the Laga rig, I can still use this for like I can use it as a template for other adult characters and just kind of manipulate the points a little bit more. And if I find like I need to actually make like short sleeves or just arms or whatever, I can go ahead and do so. But I really don't need to switch up anything. Like I can keep everything pretty much the exact same how it is, and then just like the rig wise and almost body wise as well, because if it's just adult characters, nothing really needs to be changed. However, for more like kid characters and stuff, I'm gonna basically use this as a template, and you know, everything's pretty much exactly how I need it anyway. And if I need like say like more sleeves or whatever, like longer sleeves, I could just go ahead and color this different coloring and stuff like that. But other than that, pretty much everything is exactly how it needs to be for like kid characters. So that is really cool, I thought. And yeah, so that's pretty much, I guess that's pretty much all I wanted to show you guys today. Just kind of, again, just a little update, and you know, just some minor tweaks to this rig to make it more kid-like and get this outlook for this character. So nonetheless, hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this. And yeah, I'm getting pretty far. I'm not too far, but I'm making progress, slowly but steadily, on the Hero Shadow reboot, and hopefully you guys are looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it, and yeah. So, till next video, guys. Till next time. Till whatever. Feel free to comment, rate, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And till then, this has been rexfurry, and I'll see you all next video.